because I'm on my
Recording.
phone.
Quick, someone say something offensive. I mean, we'll begin this session where we left off the last time.
Toby, put the cakes down.
Dwarves aren't real people.
Kill the knife-beard bastards.
They're only half people.
But this is
I mean-
this is veering dangerously close to insulting Toby, which I will not stand for.
I mean, human rights don't apply to elves, am I right? But anyway, the party had just...
Or women.
Jesus Christ.
Gem number 1.
I'm just
Sorry.
I can
Sorry,
hear the
everybody.
sword being sharpened from here.
Oh, God.
The party had just... Fucking... Just finished wiping out the Court of the Iron... The Camp of the Iron Court Fae, and had gone about...
Exterminatus Extremis.
Exterminatus Extremis, indeed, and had just started attempting to destroy it to fulfill the last part of your contract. You had set the crane on fire and waited for that to drop on the workshops, but I believe nothing else had been done past that.
I have found a little problem.
Can we stop being so rude about Toby, please?
I can no longer fly, and I'm stuck up here like a cat in a tree. As I am just sat on the top of the crane.
Well, that
Jump.
wasn't very smart.
It was rather comfortable up here, and I get a good view of everything, and a few minutes passed, and lo and behold, I have no more wings.
Jump!
Do you have a rope?
I shall go fumbling through my bag and see if I have a rope. If my
I'm not
character
gonna make that joke.
Wow. How high up is this crane?
Solid 40 feet.
I pull 50 feet of hemp rope out. I do want this
I'm
rope back,
just
though.
kidding. I'm gonna use my boots, my winged boots, to fly up to her and cast fly on her.
How long does this last for?
Fly? Forever?
Minute
No,
per level?
I'm not kidding, but I'm not serious, but fly lasts for, let me just bring it. 1 minute per level, so 12 minutes.
I'm timing myself for 11 minutes, and I'm going to have a little fly around.
No's just shaking her head.
Doing like a bit of a tightrope on this large crane in areas where it's not on fire. Jumping off, catching myself.
You know, I could just drop the spell whenever I want, right?
And would you do that to me?
Maybe.
I'll give you
Maybe
100
not.
gold to do it while she's 50 foot up in the air.
Oh, I've got 11 minutes to be at my own whims. On to you guys.
So what are your plans to do then?
I'm gonna loot the bodies. I assume they don't have anything, but
Oh, you'd be surprised.
well, surprise me.
Actually, I am gonna be doing the same thing.
Can I retcon that I loot the bodies stealthily so that the other members of the party don't know what I'm doing?
But I'd say by the time Tobold's gone around to the ones at the front and the ones on the right, Nor would have been able to get the all the ones on the left.
Fair enough.
Unless anybody else is going for them. But you do manage to find...
We're kind of waiting for the to see
Yeah.
if that the fire ends up destroying the mechanical dragons. So
Oh yeah, I forgot. I pinched their eyes, didn't I?
Yes, you pinched some dragon eyes. You also managed to find more gems on all of the bodies, actually.
Zing!
You managed to find 2
I
rubies.
throw one at Gorthon.
Gorthon, you have a ruby hurled at you.
Thanks, I'll pocket it.
Well, you need to catch it first. Reflex save, please.
Someone's
Play
gonna
the
have to
fucking
roll for
game.
me. Somebody roll for me then.
I don't have access to his character sheet.
I don't have access to his character sheet.
Does anybody have access to his character?
No.
Only you.
sure, I do. No, I don't.
Goddammit, Gorthon, Tobold's handler, aka Legolambo.
I forgot that all of Hobbit's characters are the characters of many names.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just
Except
keeps
for
adding
Sassy.
titles.
I'm pretty sure Gorthon managed to catch
Oh
it.
my god, he rolled a fucking 2.
But you do manage to find the halberds they were carrying were actually seem to be slightly magical.
What is magical? Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Slightly magical.
Yeah, what is?
The halberds.
The halberds I'm carrying.
Oh, okay. Can I identify them?
No one put it in a safety deposit box lest everything around it gets burnt to sunders. I learned my lesson last time.
Oh god, the last magical halberds. Yeah, if you've
with
got
the-
identify or a price.
I have detect magic.
I mean, you can always pass them over to Biscaria.
Yeah. Hey, Biscaria.
She looks up from studying the furnaces.
Can you tell what enchantment is on this?
Hey, my appraise skill is plus bullshit.
You're fairly
Everything is
certain
intelligence based.
you're fairly certain these halberds are just enchanted to make them slightly sharper, slightly lighter, slightly easier to swing.
13.
All in all, it just counts as a +1 halberd.
Oh, okay. It was me hoping they were keen instead. I relay that and go back to studying the furnace.
There are always
Ah.
people who looking for low-grade magical weapons.
If you don't have your own bag, the space in mine.
Minton,
Yes.
I'm going to start shutting and trying to seal all of the air vents on this furnace.
Fair. Can I have another knowledge engineering?
Even with the nat 20 I rolled earlier.
Yep.
That's a 30.
Fair. And then but you reckon you know just exactly how to shut the vents on this one to get it to overheat. Though the vents do seem to be quite tough to move.
I called Lavender over to do the muscle work.
Yeah, can I have a strength check?
Oh, God. I've got to open her sheet as well.
What's everyone else doing? Just
Well, I'm
Just straight
definitely
straight.
definitely looting the halberds. Anything else interesting on those guys?
Effectively the you can see that the gems acted like lenses in their armor. But you managed to get two ruby lenses per
Okay.
Straight strength is a 15, Minton.
Lamander's kind of struggling to try and close them at this point. At this point, you guys do hear a large creaking lurch from the crane.
I get off it.
Am
Oh,
I
the
on it? I
crane.
can't remember where I am.
Uh,
Oh no, I just looting the
You're-
bodies. Yeah, I'm fine.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm
you're
doing alright.
looting.
As this crane's main, I don't remember the name for the boom, is it? The long part of the crane.
The long part of the crane.
The arm.
That will work.
arm.
I just got an arm. It's not correct, but it works.
Comes crashing down on top of the middle.
The giraffe's neck.
Damn it, we were hoping that it would destroy the middle and the upper. That was, I think, how Sarab wanted to place it. Oh, well.
It's destroyed a bit of the upper. It's kind of collapsed the door. It's sort of destroyed the. I'll draw it in red because I like red. It's destroyed like this.
Fair.
How's the bottom one looking with the fact that, like, well, actually, the door's shut and we're trying to burn it out from the inside, I think, aren't we? Because a fireball was put in there, we put a few bits of wood to get the fire really going, and then just lock the doors.
The door is quite hot to the touch. You can see a bit of smoke coming out of a little tiny chimney up here.
Can I try and find something to block the chimney?
Oh, yeah, there's piles of metal ingots around. There's some wood you could try and block it with, or if you've got anything on you. There's a load of dirt around you. There is indeed grass. What in particular were you thinking?
I'll go with trying to stack the metal ingots in a way that they're not going to topple into the chimney but cover it.
Okay.
Even if it means like some spares, even if it's like layering a couple planks of wood over it, and then using them to layer the ingots onto it. So like making a makeshift pallet with wood. This is probably going to go badly, but
What could go wrong?
Oh, but you managed to see, you managed to stifle some of the smoke, though. The smoke does actually burn to the touch. You do end up taking a whole 2 damage from the acrid smoke, as it seems to almost stick to your skin. But you do manage to eventually block most of the smoke coming out of the chimney.
see if I've got anything else. I don't think I do.
How is the work on the furnace going?
Lavender's struggling to get them shut. She's managed to get one about half shut at the moment, but these are quite stuff, or potentially you're not entirely sure how the mechanism works. There might
Could
be
she
some
take
way.
20?
It takes a fairly long time, but taking 20, she does manage to force one shut, though that's mainly by bending the metal and forcing it into place.
So you reckon? So what you're saying is there's an actual mechanism to work out to shut them?
That could be interpreted from that, yes.
You need to stop rolling, man.
That was me trying to see the mechanism. Okay, fuck it.
Six,
I'm gonna
seven.
call Elfise over to see if he can find the mechanism. Hey, Gorthon.
I guess he's still BRB.
Yep.
Gorthon, you're not quite sure where he's gone. You can't exactly see him around the camp. It's quite big.
Is there any cloth?
I mean, while Gorthon's AFK, you could probably steal his clothes.
No, I'm gonna call Noah over.
I mean, hi. I don't really know much about machines.
And tell you that seems to be a mechanism for closing all the air vents, but I can't see it or figure it out. What?
You're counting on my perception?
Yep.
On my wonderful +2 perception?
I mean,
I ain't
you're
seeing nothing.
pretty sure the vent that Lavender literally, like, sheared the metal closed for isn't supposed to just be forced shut by hand.
I mean, you see more with your nat 1 than I see, so...
Can I take 10 on the perception, try and find the mechanism?
Going over the furnaces, looking over them just briefly, you don't seem to actually see any physical mechanism.
It's made of metal. That's about it. Can I guess detect magic? See if I can find a magical mechanism?
Yep. Casting Detect Magic, the entire furnace seems mildly magical.
Maybe there's just a password. A command word.
How many slots do I have? Enough. I'm going to try this.
It blows up.
If it does, it blows up in both of our faces, even though there's like a 200...
I'm making a targeted dispel, Minton. Which
Can I have stepped back before that?
Yeah, you'd be able to see, Scar is casting a spell and you can leg it.
That's a targeted dispel at 22 for the caster level check. DC 11 plus the spell was caster level. I need to mark that slot as gone.
It seems as though you've managed to dispel the control mechanism or control magic, because the vents all slam shut on it.
Nice, that's all I wanted.
It does still seem slightly magical after that, though.
Was Noah able to detect what school the remaining magic is?
Evocation?
Which
That's
means everything
fire.
and anything.
Right,
It's
so all the
furnace.
vents are shut.
It's fire. It's probably that.
So all the vents are shut.
Yes.
It was made by those who are dead.
Then I... Oh, that would be dangerous. You know what? I'm gonna cast Burning Hands and then slam the door. I don't want any air. Or get Lavender to slam the door. I don't want any air escaping.
There's a small bit of flame inside. You can see there doesn't seem to be much fuel on the inside necessarily.
Okay, so we need to fuel it up and then set it on fire.
What are Tobald and Sarab doing at this point then?
Have I finished looting?
Yeah, you've finished looting. The small ones at least.
Well,
Can
the
I go
big
and
one got disintegrated.
Oh yeah, the big one got
so-
disintegrated as well, didn't he? Never mind. There is no loot from that one.
Did I see? Welcome back,
fucking
Hobbit.
worst teammates?
Did I see any of those little gems?
Nope.
Can roll a perception.
I mean, I have some, so
You would have seen the one that got thrown from Tobald to Gorthon.
Oh, whoops, wrong thing. You didn't see anything.
Oh,
Oh, he did.
Fuck. I like how I rolled a 4 and you rolled a 16 and only just succeeded.
can I pass you to the Peacock some information about those? Like their uses of focus, mainly from what I've seen, is what I'm wanting to bluff. Like in the whole fight, if they had any connection.
Yeah.
Actually, that might be a +2 to it if it really makes that much difference. I'll need to check Pageant. +4, sorry. So 48.
You reckon mostly they're just there to cement the idea of these looking similar to constructs. However, you reckon potentially they might have had some use in the overcharging, so to speak, that the Overseer was doing.
Could I make any guess or judgment what would happen if we threw these things into the furnace?
I mean, they seem vaguely magical. They might do nothing. They might explode. You've heard of, they look similar to Thunderstones, but then again, they also look similar to, like, True Sight goggle lenses. So...
Oh, bite. Does anyone have one of those gems spare? I'd like to try something.
Gorthon does.
I look at Gorthon. Inquisitively.
Gorthon hands it over.
by the way, I
Unquestioningly.
said that I looted just these personally, so everything else you get.
Just those ones, are they?
Yeah. Because after that I went to help Iscaria.
Toby, you didn't find any more, did you?
No, they all must have disappeared.
I might have believed you until you said they all disappeared. I just want one.
Okay, I'll toss it over.
I'll go and catch it and head over to the furnaces.
Only because I'm nice.
I know. I appreciate it. As I head down, I sort of like chuck it. Can we try putting one of these into these furnaces? Said to Nur and Pescaria and Lavender.
I mean, you can see that Pescaria's got all the vents shut and is quite obviously trying to get a fire going, a proper fire going. So, if you reckon they'll make a better fire, then go for it.
I lean over her shoulder. I dart throw it in.
I step back further.
Nothing seems to happen that much. You see it starts to glow a bit. There's a bit of sparking.
Is there... Has there been fuel put in there? Yet?
Not that I've done.
Nope, and the door's still open, I think. I mean, there's no way to see inside if the door was closed, so I'm presuming
Yeah.
the door is open.
I mean, I'm wanting to shut the door once we can get a decent fire going. I want to cause it to overheat.
Well, we have excellent wood. There's wood from the palisades that can be used for it too. I'm just not the best at chopping wood.
I suppose we're gonna have to get Lavender to chop wood.
Does anyone have a woodcutter's axe?
She has a katana, it works just as well.
Whoa! How can you say that about the most glorious of Nippon steel?
Shut the fuck up, Weeb.
I saw it in a movie once, it's real. One swing. And the entire camp just slices in half.
Oh, this in one of my Chinese cartoons.
I
But
read it on the internet. It must be true.
Surely there's probably tools for... we have halberds. Like...
I mean, they've been cutting wood. They clearly have axes lying around, right?
Well, I was basically going and was like, halberds.
I mean, they don't have an axe, but they have a sawmill.
Yeah.
Fine. That's like a axe, but better.
It's like a big spinny axe.
Well, we can take some of the wood that isn't heartwood that is already sewn up into reasonable sized pieces and throw those in the furnace.
Yeah.
Right. You managed to grab the wood just south of the sawmill and start to throw it into the furnace. You can see it starts to catch as you lob it in, and after about 5 minutes, you've got a solid, decent fire going.
How's that gem looking?
Looking a lot more red, a bit more sparking around it.
Yeah, we need to get this door shut. I am backing off.
I'll back up as well.
But can I have a strength for trying to slam the door shut?
Um,
From Lavender.
um,
Bruh, what's going on with you
Stop
today?
rolling!
second attempt?
The fire at this point is starting to, come out of the furnace. It's, and, just as Lavender manages to get the door shut, you hear a bolt fall, and can, Pescaria and Lavender roll me reflex?
I said I was moving away.
Yeah, yeah. We're gonna get to this.
I said I was moving away.
Yep.
I think
I'm
moving
feeling
rather
rainfall.
than having previously moved
Yeah.
is the important bit
Like
here.
I said that before Lavender was even slamming the door.
I was gonna say, by the time Lavender slams the door, though, you wouldn't be far enough away.
Oh Jesus!
It's not gonna be you guys.
That's a 24 from me, and a 13 from Lavender.
I think Lavender's about to get some singed eyebrows.
I think Lavender's about to die.
What HP is Lavender even on?
10.
Ruh-roh. Should we not... Let's not get Lavender killed.
You both take 5 damage as there's a loud...
Is that fire damage?
It is.
I take no damage, thank you, sir.
As,
Isn't it resistance, not immunity?
I am fire resistant 5.
Oh, yeah, that's how it works in this.
Mhm.
as
Well,
you hear a magical crackling and a bang from inside the furnace as the door gets blown off it. Probably when you're about there.
You're only meant to blow the bloody doors off.
Well, I think it's fucked.
One down, one to go.
And
Does
I'm
it
gonna
look
keep
fucked?
going.
It looks pretty fucked. You can see the inside of it start to buckle outwards.
What? Proper fucked.
Do
So-
we have another one of those gems?
So
Oh,
we've still
yeah,
got one
I have a
mechanical
bunch.
dragon. We've got one mechanical dragon we haven't done anything to, right?
Maybe we could keep it as a pet.
Maybe we can. Well, there's two that are. Well, yeah,
There's
this
one
one.
that's
This one
burning.
is fine. Yeah. Do you want to try and drag it into the other furnace before we blow it up?
Oh,
I think it's too big.
how many gems do we have?
I don't know. I didn't count. How many
There
are
were-
in my pocket?
He looted all but the four I looted.
Yeah, and then Gorthon's
then
got
gave-
one, and
Yeah,
You have
he
11.
gave two.
Yeah.
No, he
You
gave
have
two
11.
away, so he should have a
Oh, you have 10
even
then.
number.
You don't have
we
any
have
more,
than
though.
Enough.
No. I have more than enough. There's no we.
I said you.
I
I
have
said
more than
you.
I have more than enough to cover the costs of this mission. My personal costs.
Nor, could you go and...
I'm moving away.
I show you the 8 that I have.
Nor, could you, since I don't think I can fly anymore, I made block the chimney up on that bottom one. You should be okay to move a ingot out of the way and drop one of those in, and then put the ingot and probably get out of there.
Sure. I'll give it a try.
What could go wrong?
These things are
I
very
mean, I'm
potent.
full health, so I should be okay. I am going to cast Breeze on myself before I do it. Just to help with the heat.
Yep. I was gonna say, going up near the chimney, you can see the ingots are starting to glow fairly
yeah,
red.
I don't think that's gonna be necessary.
But it's fun!
Drop
Okay,
it
I'm
into
gonna
the other
cast Mage Hand to push the ingot off the chimney.
Yep, the mage hand pushes the ingot slightly and reveals a small hole through which a very large cloud of black smoke now sort of shoots up through the middle.
Alright, I'm gonna fly up above the thing and try and drop one of the rubies.
Why
into
are you
the
coughing? You don't breathe!
Reflexes! I need to choose not to breathe. So I drop one. And then I fly away.
You drop one and about a couple of minutes later, you hear a loud bang as from the front it seems like nothing really happens, though you see from the back it starts to collapse.
Well, that's one done. So that leaves one dragon and one furnace.
Well, we just rinse and repeat for the other furnace. Simple enough. And do we have enough fuel to repeat? Well, do we have enough fuel and a fireball?
Yeah,
To-
that fireball I have.
Okay. Can we basically rinse and repeat what we did to the bottom one to the top one?
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, I'm
And
gonna hold
with-
on to my remaining slots.
And rinse and repeat what we did to the first furnace to the second furnace.
You're gonna need to dispel the control mechanisms.
Can you not do that?
spell slots.
Um,
I'm starting to run low.
I cannot dispel magic. It is not a thing I do.
Minton, how easy did the control mechanism feel to dispel?
I sigh, I walk up, and I dispel magic.
Cast level check of an 18 against DC 11 plus cast items caster level.
What's that? DC 18.
Yes.
Meanwhile, I'm fireballing in there. Once we've put more wood in it.
The second or the third workshop goes up a bit like the first. Takes a bit longer, but eventually you
Eventually, I chuck another ruby
Yep.
in.
manage to get a good blaze going, and then boom, outer.
Right. So I only have 6 of those now.
So rip the workshops. Now we just need to wreck the final furnace.
The 18 does seem to dispel the furnace's magic.
Sorry, I like that there. Do you say it did?
Yes.
Cool.
Oh well,
Very good.
specifically just the
Control mechanism.
And I make my way away. As we get people to start loading it up with fire. Loading up with fuel.
Yep, you managed to all get it. Managed to get it loaded up. You managed to get a solid blaze going in it. And then you put in the crystal in before you get the blaze going, or after you get the blaze going?
Before. Like the last one.
All right. Oh, you managed to get a solid blaze going, but it doesn't seem to really be doing much.
I imagine it just basically is going to take some time, isn't it?
Well, the door's open.
Well, yeah, at that point as well. But I mean, the crystal, like, it's heating up, isn't it, basically?
Yeah, the crystal's heating up. You can see a bit of red lightning arcing off it, but
Okay, we can shut the door now, and this should
Oh.
give us a bit of time to get away before it explodes.
I'll do it because Lavender is really hurt, so if something happens to her while Ray is not there, that would not be nice. Core. Well, first attempt to shut the door is a fail.
managed to get it shut a bit. Not much, but it's ever so slowly squeaking against its hinges. Again, pushing it a bit more. Got about a third of the way closed. It seems as though
Yeah.
it's again
I have a +0 on that, so if someone else wants to try.
it seems as though it's not meant to be closed by hand.
I'll give some assistance.
Can I? Oh no, never mind. It's too late to try and make a spellcraft check to identify the properties.
With Sorab helping you, you eventually manage to get it shut. Yeah.
And walk back.
Ah, I see you walk back at an angle. That's very good.
No, did not go to the Prometheus school of running away from things.
I mean,
And,
I'm backing into the burning crane, but
how would Sorab, like, how quickly would Sorab get out of the way, or would Sorab just close the door and leg it, or
Umbra? Rip Umbra. Probably,
Rip
though.
Umbra. I was going to say, knowing Sorab, she'd bail the instant.
She would, yeah, the
So,
instant the door is shut.
She bails, and about 5 seconds after the door's shut, You hear a large crackling. You see the sides of the furnace start to expand and warp outwards as there is a large bang as the front of the furnace blows off.
If it wasn't assumed that I moved away because I was DC'd the entire time.
We assumed you would.
Okay.
Yeah, we thought you'd jump in with it.
I was needed
Sacrificing
on.
yourself heroically for nothing.
That does not sound like Sarab at all.
Sounds like Kraug.
Shh. Too soon. Too soon.
It's been like a year.
It's always too soon.
So, do we load all the hardwood on Lavender?
Onto
and-
Lavender, yes.
Yeah, and ask our Fey friend to bring us home?
Can I just make sure that all three of these things are indeed... Well, the middle one's a given, isn't it? That thing's gone.
Mm.
Can I go around behind and check the state of the other two?
The other two do look fairly destroyed. You can see inside the roof has started to collapse. As you're looking, more of the roof starts to collapse down in.
That is settled.
I guess we should set fire to this and this too. But they're made of wood, so one fireball should... Once we've taken the hardwood away, should do it,
Imagine
right?
the heartwood was like the first thing we did.
Yeah.
Save the heartwood.
And what else do you want set on fire?
The little crane and the
Sawmill.
sawmill.
I mean,
I-
would a burning
I
hand
still
be
have,
enough
like-
to set them on fire?
I still have enough for like 4 fireballs, so...
Oh, yeah, no, you can do the honours. You still have more slots than I do.
Today we learned Pescari is a stingy bitch.
Today we learned Piscaria values her fucking spell slots.
Well, you have more spells known,
You
but I
more
have more
slots.
spell slots.
Yeah, I'm down to 1/6, 1/4, and 3/3 at the moment.
That's a strange way of saying infinite uses of prestidigitation.
So's that.
I still have 3 level 6.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I have like 3 level 6, 5 level 5, 5 level 4.
Be glad that I've removed the page from my book that has polypurpose Panchaea, Minton.
Fucking do it, no balls.
Alright.
I've
so
removed
I'm-
the page. I need this. I need the pages in my spell book.
Anyway,
I'm
I wrote
fireballing
over
over the Mia to get...
Yeah, yeah.
to get these guys.
oof. As there is a fireball. And yeah, you can see the crane starts to go up. The sawmill also starts to go up, and after about 5 minutes of it burning, the crane's arm goes down, and the fire's reached past the sawmill mechanism. And you guys all feel feels like a huge weight taken off your shoulders.
I think we're done.
Maybe I should make more deals. That was actually a very good and satisfying feeling.
Or maybe not.
Yeah. It was fun though, was it not?
I did get to try my new spell. That was fun.
So rip all of this stuff.
Well,
So
Is
now
there
we
anything-
fuck off home.
is there anything anyone else wants to do whilst we're here?
Go home.
We're going there anyway. We just need to make sure that we're done and dusted here.
Just make sure I did collect the other £500 of wood
Minton, do I see Pixie McPix's face at all?
Is that why you were holding on to it?
Maybe.
You do not seem to see the pixie, no.
Okay, then if he's not around, then sucks to be him.
You're just
you-
gonna disintegrate the pixie.
Me? Yes.
Poor Mathia.
I mean, if he asked me to do something that was too difficult or annoying to do, then yes.
I see. So we have an evil member in the party.
I'm lawful neutral.
I think that would genuinely have actually given you brownie points in Sarab's book. Like, god damn, that was brutal. I love it.
The pixie is not part of the hierarchy, extorted us for a deal in exchange for the information we needed, and then fucked off when we approached the Iron Court Fae. To Basiaria's mind, she owes him no loyalty, and less questions asked if I disintegrate him.
But she does owe him a favor.
Yeah, it depends what favor he asks of her. Sometimes killing the person asking you is easier than doing them a favor.
I believe,
If ever come back to the Feywild, he's welcome to make good on it.
I believe we are all done here, are we not? If the unanimous silence was
Well,
resonating with them.
it certainly felt like it.
Yeah, let's go. The food's shit here anyway.
You eat something here?
Well, no, that's the point.
Fair point.
It was all green and gross.
Let's go before
Some of it
we
looked like
pick
leaves.
up more furry little companions.
Stop,
They were
guys.
pretty.
It's really rude how you guys all act towards Toby and refer to him in such pejoratives.
Oh, were you there for the black fuzzy balls of death?
I think
Who
he
you talking
was. You.
I don't think so. It doesn't sound familiar.
When we arrived here, Mew started being followed by fuzzy balls.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was
The
referring
ones that
to.
gave us all... Yeah, because I made a joke about them giving
Yeah.
us all Parkinson's, didn't I?
Yeah. Yeah.
I love how
Turns
that's
out they
how
were
you
just
remember.
sucking our luck.
Well, Elan, I believe that it's time for you to make good on the rest of our deal and send us back to where we agreed.
Indeed, that was Arcadia, I believe.
The city,
The city,
yes.
the capital city in the land of Arcadia. Or in the land of the Arcadian League, I should say.
Very well, very well. Gather round, gather round. Make
Okay, the present time, not transport us into the past or the future.
Well, if he
so-
wants us to accomplish our mission,
But if he doesn't, what if he wants you to fail so you have to be bound to their service?
We had already agreed that time dilation wasn't going to affect us on this one. He gave us his word.
We gather around, I guess?
You gather around, and he begins the preparations to teleport you back to the Arcadian plane, or the material plane and the Arcadian League. He draws a magic circle and asks you to keep your arms and legs inside it at all times.
Can I just casually inspect the circle and see how he's doing with it?
Yeah.
This is my
So that
area
one
of
takes him off.
expertise.
I will be keeping an eye for anything that happened the last time we traveled through Teleportation Circle.
I'm going to enjoy the ride.
How's he doing with the circle, Minton?
He seems to be doing pretty well drawing it. Seems to be going, quite fast, seems quite skilled at this kind of thing. Draws the circle, marks on the
mildly impressed.
marks on the material plane.
Well, What would it be? Arcana, planes, spellcraft to to be careful about incidents like being hijacked like last time.
Arcana or spellcraft?
Which one is higher? I think they are the same. They are.
What's that? 32. Oh,
Yeah.
you'd know that basically. You need to intercept the link between two teleportation circles. This one just seems to be a circle to assist in the ritual casting. So there should, in
Safe.
theory, be no hijacking going on here. But no, he
Yeah, I'm being paranoid.
he turns and says, "The city of Arcadia, yes."
Indeed.
He starts to go quite fast for this bit. Quickly, you can see he's finishing drawing the circle, and he begins to chant and do the somatic components. After that, you guys feel a tug of magic trying to pull you to the material plane.
Alright.
So, does anyone try and resist, or are you all happy to just...
I think we want to go home.
Very happy.
Yeah. What are you home? I'm perfectly okay with how he's drawn the circle. I'm actually mildly impressed that he did it so quickly. So
he does seem to have specified a very specific location in the circle.
Would I have been able to read what the location was? I'm assuming it's the Arcadian League teleport circle.
Can I have another knowledge arcana?
Sure. 46.
This can be before the teleportation circle
46
completely finishes. It seems to be specifying a certain area of Arcadia. You would recognize it as an area that has a magic barrier around it.
I'm gonna stop him before he finishes it and tell him that. Well, point that out.
If you kill us, we cannot be in.
I think he wants to
in yours.
imprison us. I'm guessing imprisonment rather. This is entrapment rather than a murder plot. But
he seems fairly shocked, and he's like, "There's a barrier? There wasn't a barrier there whenever I went there. That was where I was teleported to."
Do I need to correct him as to where the safe place is, aka the teleportation circle? Because I would know how to do that. I work on that ring.
disgusting.
You'd also know that hacking into the rings is a major offense.
Okay, fair. So you can't just set
You
a
might get
different ring to
extradited
shoot
to the
you there.
US.
No, otherwise what happens to Mr. Evil Necromancer who sets, the circle around his undead army to be the teleportation circle?
Point. Do I know where outsiders are allowed to teleport to? I'm assuming I would.
Yeah, you know somewhere. He just says, "I'll just make it teleport you a couple of miles east, I guess."
Would I know whether that works or not?
Is
It
he
would,
being sincere? I don't know. I can't read
yes,
him.
he's being entirely sincere. But yeah, with that roll, yeah, he seems. Seems completely fine, and he.
Would I know whether a couple miles east works?
Oh yeah, a couple miles east would work.
Okay. I can get us back if we're within a few hundred miles of the city, perfectly fine. I still have access to a teleport.
He
But I'm not telling him that.
steps outside the circle at this point and sort of looks at the circle, sort of, rubs his chin, sort of seems to like move to one side, look at the circle a bit, move to the other side, look at another. Seems to sort of, mutter under his breath as though he's thinking about something.
What's he muttering about? Shit.
He's muttering about a will save. As he seems to finish muttering and sort of, jotting backwards and forwards, the magic circle seems to activate.
Shit.
The runes glow blue.
Was that knowledge arcana? Do I know what's going on?
He activated the circle under his breath.
Ah, dick.
Just disguised the somatic components as him sort of.
That's a spellcast, isn't it?
Is this the Arcanist thing?
This is my counterspell exploit, yes.
Because
he hasn't adjusted the teleport ring, has he?
Not yet, no. This is counterspell. I don't think it works with... Does counterspell work with scrolls?
Counter a spell as it is being cast. If he's casting a spell.
Yeah, I just read scrolls are susceptible to disruption.
In that case, I will presume ritual circles are as well. So yeah, you'd be able to expend a spell slot of a level at least one level higher than the level of the spell that's being cast.
If I expend a slot, if I have it prepared, I can expend a slot and receive a +5 bonus on the check. I don't believe I have Magic Circle prepared. So this is just a standard dispel check.
She must identify the spell being cast as normal. So that'd be a spellcraft to identify.
The fact that we knew what spell was being cast, it's a spell she's intimately familiar with.
Familiar.
Familiar, yes.
If she successfully does so, the Arcanist can attempt to counter the spell as an immediate action and by expending an available Arcanist spell slot of at least level 1 higher.
What level spell is Magic Circle?
This is not Magic Circle.
Teleport Circle.
This is Plane Shift.
Oh shit, I can't expend that. That's a 7th level spell.
Yep.
I can't counter that.
Well, I guess it's activated.
Yep.
Does anybody... I'd say you probably have one round as the circle activates to do stuff, but
do we know...
I mean, my sense motive was 4. I suspect
I'm telling
nothing.
you that he's I am telling you he's activated it, and it's taking us anyway.
Can I jump out? Is that a bad idea?
was going to ask, do we know what would happen if we were plane shifted into somewhere that has a magic barrier?
Minton.
You'd just be inside the magic barrier.
Wait, what?
Damn that reflex save though.
So if you think of a magic barrier like a bubble around somewhere,
Yeah.
it just teleports you inside the bubble.
It's like the Simpsons
How much
movie.
trouble are we in if we get teleported inside there?
Well, nobody in Arcadia really knows what's inside there. The bubble just kind of appeared, like a couple hundred years ago.
Oh, and it will be impossible for us to get out of there. Is that...
No,
So-
if we're able to teleport in, we can teleport out.
We're
Imagine.
not teleporting in, we're plane
Well,
shifting.
if nobody knows what's in there, I'm assuming they've tried to teleport in there and it's failed.
Yeah, attempts to get in from the outside have failed.
Then we get the fuck out.
So you would have just shouted at us, get out, get out?
Yes.
I nonchalantly sidestep out of the room then.
I'll say the ring is fairly big at this point. It's like 15
Is my
feet.
reflex
15
save
feet
enough for
radius.
me to get out?
15 feet across.
Yeah.
Our movement can get out of that.
This is like in the last seconds. You'd have basically a swift action, or one spellcraft.
My acrobatics to get out.
Like, tell us what you want us to roll, basically.
Yeah. Because I knew he was doing. I would I have had time to start moving because I noticed him casting it anyway.
You can have a bonus on the acrobatics, yeah.
So it's acrobatics to try and
In the
do.
acrobatics, yeah. This is fairly hard check though.
What's the?
Oof,
Is the
I would
DC
have-
higher than 20?
I would have preferred a reflex save, but...
Yeah.
Oh,
Minzy, give me an idea. Is the DC higher than 20?
Yes.
I basically have no way of passing this.
Fuck. Guess this is involuntary party splitting.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Like, I would have been moving the second I noticed him trying to cast that.
Luckily, it is not. Well, luckily / unluckily, it is not involuntary party splitting. Sarab
Well-
failed it by 1.
Oh, Jesus!
okay.
I fucking hate you, Minton.
Made a pact with the Fae. First thing he's gonna do, make it so that you can't fulfill your deal.
I mean, I'm not affected by the deal, but we're fucking injured as hell. And now we're stuck.
Nah.
You- All feel yourselves being whisked away, and when
That's
you
a save, right?
there is a will negates. There is indeed a will negates.
This is involuntary party split. Why is my music turned off?
Oh.
I was probably got a DC before.
What is the save DC again? It's 10 plus your level plus your primary casting attribute. Mod.
Yeah, 10 plus spell level plus. Yeah, primary casting mod.
Primary casting mod. Yeah.
Ooh.
17 plus whatever his modifier is.
Once again,
Sarab fails by 1. Oh, no, fails by 1.
no fails by 2.
I mean, Toby and Gawthorne saving at all?
I don't know. Is my check good enough?
So what? It's a 24.
It's 27.
27.
Oh, so even if I nat 20, I can't do it.
Oh, I was so close.
Jesus.
So close. Oh, of course, because my my will save used. Oh.
So close. But now you feel yourselves being whisked away, and the next sight
Hang
you
on, was
can
that a
smell-
reflex action? No, never mind.
Hang on, let me just see something. Nope. It
Referring
wasn't
to
raging.
lavender. Nope. Next spell line, or the next sight you guys see seems to be a...
I kind of want to know what would have happened if I'd succeeded.
Well, you'd have been stranded alone in the Feywild.
I imagine the most awkward, like, stare down as this Faye and Toby's like, what? What?
Two midgets having an argument.
Yep, we should have tried my spell scroll
So he has a
off
plus
plane
10
shift
to-
first.
Wow. Yep.
items that make save DCs harder. I'm fairly certain. I can't remember the name of it. I need to get it up. I think it's a circle of something or other. But the next site you guys see is a dusty old room. Seems to be books scattered all over the place. An old table and chair. The chair's been knocked over.
I'm gonna take a look at those books.
Oh, giving them a brief flick through, mainly seems to be about teleportation magic.
Any windows? Any doors?
There does seem to be a door leading into another room, and then a door which seems to lead outside.
I will go open the doors. I want to know where I am.
First door you open inside seems to lead to a small sort of study area. You can see that there's seems to be quite plush chairs, some bookshelves, a vase of some kind of liquid, and a glass next to it. It all seems to be covered in dust, though.
Mm.
Opening the door
outside?
You can see that the day seems to be fairly calm, fairly nice, except there is a purple tint covering the sky.
That's not good.
We're not trapped as much as you think. I have a possibility. It relies on about a 5% chance every night, but
How so?
I know a planeswalker. They might be able to get in here and get us out, provided I can make contact. That's where the 5% chance is.
Mm-hmm.
2 questions.
Yeah.
How large is this barrier, and what's happened to people that have tried to teleport through in the past?
I have another question also. What happens if you try to plane shift to the plane you're already on? Because I do still have that scroll.
I believe it doesn't work. You have to go. You have to go from plane to plane.
There are a lot of books about teleportation in here, by the way. It seems a bit coincidental, don't you think?
As for people who have tried to teleport in, either the spell fizzled and they didn't get teleported in, they got
Rip Hobbit.
they basically tried to teleport but then got booted back out, ending up back where they started. Or there was a steamingly magically fried pile of person.
Oh, that last one. Can I...
Depended on the skill of the mage.
If I were to try it, what's the most likely outcome?
Because
I'm hoping for the outcome where get booted out.
Welcome back.
You're probably close to the level where if you tried to teleport in, it booted you back out.
So, with some luck, if I tried it, we could get booted out. So what you're saying is I'm somewhere in fizzle to booted.
Yeah, you're somewhere in fizzle to booted.
I'm hoping that the spell would whatever's caused this barrier would err on the side of booted, because I don't want this plot.
Rip someone else.
That's Hobbit again.
I didn't hear him come back.
He did for a moment. Do we want to try it as Toby gets into the bag, everyone else gathers around me? Do we want to try and teleport and hope to get booted out?
Yep. Seems like the best option.
I
don't really want to get in the bag though.
I'm looking around.
I'll do it if I have to.
It's the limit on how many people I can teleport.
Make Lavender get in the bag.
Lavender's carrying all of our wood. We can't make her get in the bag.
I'm looking around. We're basically in a library, aren't we?
Fine, I'll get in the bag.
Minton, can I presume that this is basically
I'm gonna grab a few books.
Can I kind of presume this is an auto mishap?
Is that like a posh word for a car crash? I like the second laugh as you got the joke. I appreciate you finding me so funny that you just instinctively laugh I say before working out what I've actually said.
One of like mishap and an automatic mishap and a car crash. It's like
and then
auto was in car. Oh, got the second one.
Yeah, amazing.
Can I presume that basically I will automatically mishap the first time to teleport this, so there will be 1d10 points damage?
You can presume that the damage taken from being booted out is similar to mishapping.
So basically we need to pump some heals onto Lavender and Dorthon and then try it.
Look, we are exhausted. We have done all this stuff already. One night will not harm us.
Remember that one night is only 12 points of health back.
We are fairly safe here. We get regenerated. We get all our spells back. I get one night in this wonderful place that appears to be off limits to all who try to get in here. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
I would rather not stay in an area that's had a barrier over it for the last 200 years. the rumors are not great, especially when I think I can get us out of this, so long as we can heal Lavender a bit so that she doesn't die in transit.
Do you
One
have any
night.
health potions? Because I don't.
I'm hoping that
I have
Gorthon has.
one.
Hoping that Gorthon might either have Cure Wounds or a health potion, but
I have one potion and no spell slots.
It
We
is.
already healed Lavender last time.
yeah, and then she took some more damage.
Yep.
It is too risky.
I don't agree. I'm quite happy to leave you in here, but I don't want to stay in here any longer than we have to, and I think I can get us out.
I think your decision is highly unwise.
I don't want to be in here. I think I can get us out. It's as simple as that. But Lavender will die if we do.
So we
And
don't, and we wait.
I TC'd for this. What's this?
Can we
If
revive
do what Jamie wants, Lavender dies.
I do not want her to die. I think I can get us out of here, but it will automatically be damaged, and it will definitely be enough to knock her unconscious.
That's
Then let's
fine.
not do it.
It is not worth the risk.
Remember that one night of healing is only 12 points of health. It
And
makes
Spell
no
slots
fucking
back, or I can get my spells to heal.
You're being too impatient. You're being too human.
Pescara is glaring at you right now.
And Muse is smirking back. There is no harm in one night. We have a year.
Think about other people's lives than just your own.
Why do you think I'm saying that Lavender needs to be healed before we attempt it? If I didn't care about lives, I would just say stand close, we're teleporting. But the fact is, I do care about whether people live or die.
You're not seeing the whole picture. We do not have the resources to heal her to a safe standard to try what you want to try.
But
Like I
tomorrow
said.
we will, with the spell
Honestly,
slots.
she's close enough. This barrier is here for a reason. What that reason is, we've never determined. I don't particularly want to find out when, as you point out, we are so low on resources.
You're afraid of a ghost story.
A ghost story that's had a barrier that has been impenetrable to the finest mages in Arcadia for 200 years? Some fucking ghost story.
It is the unknown. That is what everyone fears, especially mages who like knowledge. Something they don't know? Oh, that scares them the most.
Something that our finest mage has been unable to breach? There's something to be afraid of in here. I am not in the mood to find out. But I'm also not willing to leave without anyone except Sarab.
I take a book out and I start flicking through it. I take a seat. Well, I'm spending the night here.
Ladies,
People are
please
free to join me.
stop infighting. We'll set up watches. We'll make sure nothing eats us during the night. And tomorrow we'll heal up Lavender and teleport out. If we can take down the Iron Court, we can certainly spend one night wherever this is.
Lawson doesn't have Keep Watch, does he?
I was about to ask. Both on my darling. Do you
No
have?
spells once. I believe he said.
Yes, I do have Keep Watch.
How many casts do you have of it?
3. Cure Light Wounds is a second level spell, so I've used my second and third slots. I still have my first.
I'll take a Keep Watch.
I don't want to be selfish, but I would like one if you have one spare.
I've taken no damage and I still have quite a lot of spell slots, so I'll keep watch too. If that is okay with everyone. I'm probably the least low on resources. I just can't do anything for healing people.
Yeah, that's me. I don't know any healing spells.
I don't think I can know any healing spells.
Yeah, I don't think we've got any healing spells. I mean, I'm happy to stay up. Sari doesn't want to rest in a place like this. Sarab can, and No wants to, if that's alright with Gorthon and Toby.
Yep.
It's Gotham spells. He's the one to dish them out how he sees fit.
I am offering to stay up, but if someone else wants to, I'll sleep.
Sure, I'll cast it on the three of you.
Appreciated.
I'm tempted to throw up invisibility sphere around myself and the people who are sleeping. But I get the feeling that Sarab's going to be wandering around and grabbing stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm not going to be staying around in that. I'm going to be using this night.
There are books, right? Books on magic?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna be reading.
Books on teleportation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll be having a look at those. This is more just to protect the sleeping people.
We'll make sure to always have one person who isn't currently reading. Like, who is actually keeping watch. Right?
Sarul doesn't sleep.
So Saru can keep watch while we're reading.
I'll
Yes,
make
I'm
sure
ready.
to take a lot of breaks where I'm not reading, when I'm actually checking around, but my perception is trash. So
I mean, I'm pretty sure my passive is 29. I think it works the same way in Pathfinder that it's 10 plus your modifier.
Yep.
Yeah, my passive is 29.
I'm pretty sure it's been that since second ed.
Hey, addition switching gets weird.
At
I
some
mean, my
point,
passive is 12. Yes, I have a +2. Woo.
Best
It's-
perception.
Yep.
at some point through the night, I want to scry on Yvette. Again, using
Alright.
the scimitar as a focus.
Alright, you, and... what's the will save?
DC 21. If he's on a different plane, he gets a +5.
As I drop my dice on the
Nice.
floor. You heard that, didn't you?
Yep.
It's just like clatter, 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 clatter. Well, what's the DC?
21.
Ugh, the scrying seems to fail.
You son of a bitch, Yvette.
Rolled a
Okay.
nat 19.
I can't attempt to scry on him again for at least 24 hours.
Oh wait, hang on. What minus does
Oh, yeah.
Actually, can I get the table of minuses up as well? Because you might actually...
I'm familiar with him, so that's -5. I have a possession of his, so -4, so that's -9 total.
-9, so that'd be -4. -4. Unfortunately, it does still fail.
I still curse.
That's your playing Walker friend, isn't it?
Yes. And even then, even if I did scry on him, it's a 5% chance to communicate with him. Sending would be nicer, but don't have that.
I guess I know a planewalker. Ish. I don't know how my mother does it.
Good point. May I borrow you for an hour?
Sure.
I will try and scry on Noah's mother.
Alright. That's another will save, yes?
Yep, this one will be... I know second hand, so she gets a +5 to it. And I'm using a likeness, so -2. So total of +3, another +5 because she's on another plane.
So what was that? It was +5 if she's on another plane?
And
Plus
then
3 plus
-2.
5, so
Ah,
yeah.
+3 +5.
Yeah,
Well, +5 plus 5 minus 3, so... -2, so yeah, +8.
if on another plane. Otherwise, +3.
You do actually manage to scry her.
Excellent.
You can see she seems to be stepping out of a cave on the side of a mountain. You can see it leads into a valley with trees that you've not really seen before.
I could tell that it is on another plane, right? But I just don't recognize the plane.
It looks vaguely like the material plane. Just somewhere you're not sure where.
I would say describe the trees to me, but I've only got a +13 to geography.
Only. I have a +2 to it.
Scheiße. I DC'd.
Well, we hear you now.
Okay, there we go. Sorry, what did I miss?
It was just me saying describe the trees, and I've got a +13 to it, but my knowledge geography is obviously not all that great.
Well, regardless of whatever it actually is, I want to try and message her.
Alright, that's a 5% chance, is it?
It is indeed.
Roll me a D100 on a 95 to 100, you succeed.
Or, just a D20 on an actual 20.
Failed.
Hmm?
Fails.
Just a D20 on a natural 20.
Yeah, but D percentiles are fun.
Well, I suppose my best bet now is just to try and, now that I know that that's failed, I'm just going to try and get a gauge of what she's doing, where she's at, and try and listen to any conversation that might be said around her to give more clues.
She seems to be on her own, doesn't seem to be chatting to anyone at all. In the forest, there seems to be some birds that you've not heard before. She sort of looks out across the valley before heading back into the cave. Inside the cave, you can see there seems to be some sort of carvings, along with something that looks like a gate, a doorway of some description.
Magical in nature?
Definitely looks magical in nature.
Let's go with, strangely enough, detect magic through, just to try and see. That's another 1d100. Ah, that's close, but no cigar.
Close. However, she seems to chant some kind of incantation out loud, and a thin film seems to cover the gateway as she steps through. And the little spying, scrying thing cannot follow at this point.
I'll come back to my senses. Well, I wasn't able to talk. As,
Okay, there he is.
Did you hear what I said before?
I wasn't able to, and then nothing.
Oh. I was unable to talk to her, but I did see her. on another plane, once again, as always, and she has... bounces around.
From Muse's description, can we try and knowledge arcana, knowledge plane, or any type of information of where she could be?
Knowledge history.
I mean, most of my knowledges are shit, so...
That's a 25.
What's with you in that one spec?
I've only rolled 2.
16. You know that the Arcadians experimented with different teleportation magic before settling on the circles. Don't know much about it though. Pescaria, you know or have heard rumors in history of effectively an ancient set of doorways which led to a large central area where you could then walk into another doorway.
Sigil. Right? Central
Yeah.
area is Sigil.
Yeah. That's the true neutral plane, yeah?
I mean, I know it's the City of Doors, but yes.
Yeah.
One of the planes that connects to it entertainingly is Arcadia.
Indeed.
The plot thickens.
Well, I suppose that is how she is making her way so aptly through all the planes, but now why she is doing it, that is indeed something more interesting. But that is enough scrying for me tonight.
It was worth a try. Though if it is how she's doing it, she might not have been able to help us out anyway.
You make a fair point. I will try again for my own planeswalker tomorrow. But he better be on the material plane soon. I'm just going to retire and read for the rest of the evening.
What do we get from reading the books?
Reading the books, it seems...
I am looking for anything plane related in the books, but...
Reading through these books, it doesn't seem as though the person was, looking necessarily at planar travel, but it seemed as though this person seemed to be researching, teleportation magic, anti-teleportation barriers, and basically how to get around them.
Anything that would help us getting around, or rather out of it?
Reading the book, it seems, at least what's discernible from these books, is that the barrier must have a central thing that's actually causing it. It seems as though the person who is working on these books was trying to figure out where that thing was.
Does the book say anything about finding it?
It details that effectively, you managed to find his notes, which is where you're getting all this, but the person's notes seem to suggest it was underground somewhere.
Okay, I'll be holding on to those notes. It'd be interesting to study it another time, but not with the entire party stuck inside the barrier.
I mean, I'm assuming it's at the center of the barrier. It has to
Probably.
be inside the barrier.
Yeah. But now we know that plane shift in theory can get you inside, that might open up later study.
True.
Through his notes and findings, can I work out if whoever this person was, did he create the anti-teleport field?
Reading through the notes, it doesn't seem like he did, no.
I'd guess he got stuck here and when it appeared and was trying to find a way out.
That is pretty much what's discernible from the notes, yeah.
I imagine it's quite obviously theorized. Physical nature cannot go through the barrier either.
Yeah, it details, yeah, someone tried to walk into the barrier, it didn't work.
What were the results?
A small electric shock and being pushed away.
I am sorry to ask this of you, Sir Rule, but may you be so kind as to try and see if you are able to make it through.
Are you asking me if I can make it through the barrier?
No, Sarul.
Oh. Okay, sorry, I missed who was being spoken to.
Cyril nods and slides out through the floor and comes back a bit later and says that she wasn't able to get through the barrier and she got shocked. And there were also some strange floating lights just moving around the streets.
On the outside or on the inside?
On the inside.
I don't like the sound of that. Is there a knowledge I can roll?
Knowledge Arcana?
Thank you. 37. That's with a 9.
Yeah, that's why I'm not even bothering rolling, because even a nat 20 does... Well, actually, that would be my result with a nat 20.
This is what happens when someone dumps everything in knowledges.
I also have a scholar feat for Arcana and Planes.
You're not entirely sure without being able to actually study them and whatnot, but I mean, there are quite common occurrences of floating magic lights. There are spells with it. There are creatures with it, like will-o'-the-wisps. You also wouldn't necessarily know if they were mundane or potentially dangerous until you got a closer look at them.
Which I do not want to do unless we have to.
So Sarul generally avoided them as much as possible. But the brief knowledge, is they might be sentient, they might just be floating lights from the ambient magic.
Is it possible to keep an illusion concentrated up while still reading?
I think so, yeah.
I'll use a slot of silent image to basically what do I want to do with this? I was thinking yeah, just to make sure, I'm gonna make a replica of the front doorway and wall, but just slightly out, so that hopefully these things are. It looks just exactly the same, but it means if we have the doors open to look out, we open them, we can see through it, but the illusion's still there, and then we can close them if need be. That make sense?
Kind of, though. Would you be able to open up the door that much? Oh, I guess if the door opened inward.
Yeah, that was my intention, or my imagination, unless it's an outward going door, in which case, shit.
I mean, you could just remove the door, but now the door does open outwards.
On this, may I request that we take a break?
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you.
Reconvene.